Let's put our living stereo stylus in this groove.
Welcome to In an Instant. My name is Ben, and today we have a very, very special episode that is in collaboration with B&H Creators. We got a lovely group of people behind me. And with these lovely folks, we're gonna be shooting a little bit of a 3D video. We're gonna take on a few different kinds of analog 3D photography, do some experimentation, have a lot of fun, talk about the craft, and I'm just sort of like chomping at the bit right here. You guys wanna go?
Let's go!
Let's fire off.
The kind of photography that would become part of the human being. Press a button and have the picture.
Okay, so today we're doing a little bit of 3D photography, which is an interesting evolving medium that has changed over the years, and I think we should start by taking it back to like, what is 3D photography? So you could look at the eyes, the human eyes, as cameras. And we got two of these things, and the human brain processes the two images that we're taking from each of our eyes, and that gives us a sense of depth. I see this close-up object, both of my eyes have different angles at it, and that tells me that's nearby. So that's like how the essential 3D process works for us. That's how we sense depth. Back in the early 1800s, in 1838, someone was like, how can I replicate this with a pen and paper? Photography was not available yet, so people were like, how do I make a 3D image out of a hand-drawn thing? So a guy figured out this thing called a stereoscope. It's where you slot in two images and you hold it up to your eyes like binoculars, and you move it in and out, and that achieved a three-dimensional trick on the brain, because he was showing you two pictures at slightly different angles. When photography finally entered the mix, people were like, we gotta do this with photography. And people started making these stereograms. They blew people's minds. People were freaked out by 3D initially. They thought stuff was coming at them. It was a simple world. People thought like trains were coming at them when they were watching movies. Everyone was really stupid. So it was, yeah, people were really dumb. So in 1939, 100 years after the person initially figured out how to do this stereoscopic photography thing, Edwin Land, who founded Polaroid, presented to the World's Fair the first really widely seen 3D movie. And to accomplish 3D back then, they had these polarizing glasses. If you ever go to like an IMAX, you get those like sort of sunglass things, they're incredible. He kind of came up with that. He figured out a way to make plastic be able to have light enter your eyes in different ways to simulate three-dimensionality. So there's heavy roots with Polaroid in this 3D space. Over the next century, things kind of evolved a little bit. You know, 3D kind of fell out of favor. It came back in the 80s. People were getting really into 3D movies. You got the, the glasses that have the red lens and the blue lens. And a lot of people made stereoscopic cameras that had two or more lenses. Several of which we're gonna be playing with today. We're gonna have something called the Nishika, which had 4 lenses, and we have a few people out here with those. There were several even made by, Canon and Nikon, and Canon still produces lenses that have 2 lenses in them. But one of the stranger strategies you can make yourself at home is to tape 2 cameras together to make your own 3D camera at home. Everyone say whoa. Whoa! Whoa. Holy crap! You can do this at home for like 10 bucks. So thanks to B&H Creators, we have here some Ilford disposable cameras. So people have been attaching cameras together for a very long time to accomplish this effect. You would have 2 tripod mounts next to each other, have 2 cameras, and simulate stereo, and that's essentially what we're doing with these things. And the way you use this camera, once you adhere it to itself, is you hold it up to your eyes, and you just pretend these are your eyes. These are becoming your eyes. Forget your normal eyes, they suck. These are way better, they shoot black and white. So you basically put these up to your eyes, and you have 2 shutter buttons on each camera, and you get, Max, why don't you come up here? Max, get over here. Yeah, get it over, Max. Look at that head. So,
Look at that head.
I know, you don't, you're too kind. What you're doing is you're gonna hit these at the exact same time, and it's gonna create 2 images on each of these cameras, and then later on in Adobe Premiere or your favorite video editing software, you can assemble these together and make a GIF. So we're gonna make a lot of GIFs today. We're gonna do this with Polaroid cameras, we're gonna do this with these Nishika cameras, we're gonna do a lot of multi-frame images, and Max, you're doing great. Why don't you point at me, and this is gonna be essential. So you put this up to your face, boom, and then you crank it like Soulja Boy. You crank that, you always crank that. So, thank you for clapping. That's really nice of you. So, a little tip about using these cameras and using the various 3D cameras we got out there. The best way to like maximize the 3D effect is to have stuff in the foreground and the background. The reason that Max did such a good job there was because he pointed. So we got this like close-up object, we got a further object, and when you see those two images next to each other, they're gonna like jump, sort of staccato, and you'll be able to really see the three-dimensionality. Whereas if I'm just standing here, there's not really 2 points of reference. It's just me like standing here like awkwardly. And so I think a cool thing to play with today will be having like multiple people in your shots, someone in the foreground, someone in the background. We got Sarah, Shay, and Carlos. They are in position. It's time to pop. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. That felt pretty good. That was fresh. The vibe was immediate.
Immaculate and immediate.
Immaculate and immediate. Action is great. Throw stuff in the air, get messy, chug the hot chocolate, pour it on your face after it cools. Like those kinds of things are gonna look so cool in 3D and having these 2 freeze frame images. So yeah, I think we should just get started. So without further ado, let's pop, pop, pop.
All right, let's go! Let's go!
All right, we are about to make dreams come true here on In an Instant. We are going to take 3 different Polaroids with 3 different SX70s in a row with Polaroid duochrome yellow film, and in post, we're gonna make a GIF out of it, and we're gonna use all these wonderful folks in here to make it happen. Let's do something crazy, guys. Okay, on 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. That's insane. That's an expensive shot.
That's a beautiful noise. Synchronized.
Oh my God.
That was surround sound, baby.
Yeah, wow. That was Dolby Digital. This 3D Polaroid thing was a really interesting experiment. I think some cases worked better than others. A lot of instances, one angle had such a different exposure than the others that it wouldn't work in the sequence, so some of these only have 2 photos in them. Like Lauren's face is completely white, but everyone, oh no, that's Lauren. It's gonna work in at least one of these. Adjusting heights in post also helped make the effect more seamless, and ditching the frames took away a bit of distraction to make these cleaner. That was one of our best syncs. That was synced.
Clockwork, baby.
That was synced. Overall, next time I would use a tripod and use probably 3 manual cameras to make settings consistent. But the wonkiness of these, I think, goes along with Polaroid, embracing the imperfections. And it was just fun sort of figuring out how far apart we should stand to accomplish the effect. Sometimes we were way too far apart. Sometimes our distance, I think, really sold the effect. So this is something I think I would do more of, but maybe not too much because it is kind of an expensive thing to do. Joni is cracking this Nishika for the first time. So this camera is unbelievable. This is the N8000. It has almost no settings on it. You can say it's sunny, it's cloudy, it's whatever. We have a flash on it, so it doesn't really matter. But this takes 4 pictures, and then we're gonna make GIFs out of this. Is this yours?
Yeah.
It is? Oh my God, I cannot wait to see this.
So,
Well, everybody came strapped for 3D.
well, you gotta be prepared.
You gotta be prepared.
Just for Ben.
Yeah, all right. In this economy, you gotta be prepared.
See, there you go.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, go! Maybe you can like have them throwing at each other like across, so you get a little bit more like range in it. I'm down to try again. Go! Yeah, that's gonna be cool.
What's up, baby? What's up?
I got some 3D for you.
He's got some 3D for us. What has he got for us? He's got a bag. It could be something crazy.
Oh! I was not expecting this.
This is what I was talking about when I said manufacturers just cranked out these stereoscopic cameras.
In the 50s and the 60s, this was like...
It was absolutely off the charts. Yeah, it was booming.
I really first got interested in this camera and this medium of like stereo photography and stereo slides when I saw the Stephen Shore retrospective at the MoMA. So it was all his work, like his large format 8x10 photos, but there was a small section where they had these 3 viewers for 3D slides, and I almost missed it. I'm really glad I didn't, because I went and I looked into these viewers, and then all of a sudden I'm not standing in the MoMA anymore. Now I'm like in the photo, like I'm on like Park Ave, or I'm in like Midtown on Broadway looking at the Flatiron building, watching people across the street. You know, the 3D slides really kind of put you in the place and time where the photo was taken, and you feel immersed, you feel like you're in it. Also, I think the camera itself is such an interesting object, and most people, when they see me shooting this camera, they're like, what is that? Like, because no one really knows what it is, and it's like old and funky and weird and fun, so I just really like that aspect of it as well. But yeah, I love taking photos of people and then just showing people photos in 3D in general for the first time, like showing them stereo slides through the actual viewer.
Holy crap! Dude, this is actual 3D. A lot of what we're doing today is like making GIFs and kind of like making 3D images. This is legit. This feels like I'm like on a different planet. Wow, or I guess our planet, because our planet is in 3D.
I like seeing people's initial reaction and having that sense of like wonderment and just being amazed, like, wow, this is crazy. I've never seen anything like this before. I mean, it's funny because like I'm still very excited about it. I've been doing it for like 5 years now, and I feel like it's something that I'll probably continue to do for the rest of my life. At least that's how I feel at this point in time.
So we are going to be taking the first 3D selfie of 2022, at least. I don't know if there's been more before this, but so the hack we're doing here is that I think the minimum focusing distance is probably a bit further than my arm. So Aaron here is going to pretend that I'm holding it. He's going to be my sort of ends of my arms.
2, 1.
Hey! There we go. Very nice. I'm here with familiar face, Sunny D, and one of the sort of weird things we're doing today that's kind of cheating is we're going to be taking 2 photos with the Lomography sprocket rockets next to each other, either, I guess, vertically or horizontal. Oh, that would be cool. And we're going to do sprocket 3D photography. This may be the first time this has ever been done, I'm not sure. But I think it's going to be really fun. I feel like our results will be imperfect, but that's sort of the beauty of what we're doing today. I am now applying panty bags. This is my new teal sprocket rocket. And Sunny's gonna load these with some HP5. It's a very HP5 kind of day. So I'll let you handle that. Thank you. You're doing God's work right now.
This is very interesting because the shutters are. I guess we can do up and down, huh?
Yeah.
You did this way before.
Yeah, you can do both.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, but I feel like Matt should be a vertical.
Yeah, he's a vertical guy.
I'm a vertical guy.
You are a vertical guy. 1, 2, 3. Oh man, that was off.
I think that's gonna work.
No.
Well,
It's gonna be like a moving gift.
well, it's gonna be moving, which is not bad.
Was I moving?
There was an offset of shutters. Okay, all right. Oh, this is gonna be amazing. All right, 3, 2, 1. All right, so Max here has come with his own idea, which I love, within the 3D theme. Max, tell me what we're doing here.
So I brought a pair of these very cool red and blue 3D glasses that I happen to just have.
As one does.
This is an SX70 modified in a lot of ways, but one way that's really cool is it can do multiple exposures. And so my idea is that I'm gonna take an exposure through the red and then take another one through the blue. But before that, I'm gonna shift the camera over. I brought this like shifty little tripod thing. And so what you'll end up with is the red and blue image will be a little bit like offset,
yeah.
Right, so kind of like your eyes.
And I think there's 2 ways to try this. There's one where you multiple exposure,
Yeah.
and there's one where you just take 2 exposures, and then in post we overlay them. That way we can almost guarantee that.
We can try everything.
Let's try everything.
Just burn some.
Today we're trying everything. All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay.
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Cool.
Okay, so that's gonna be the red of view shot. I think this was an interesting and well-conceived experiment. The couch shot actually worked. If you put the red-blue glasses on, it actually worked. I'm not exactly sure why that worked and others didn't. Possibly because of the distances between the red and the blue that might have to be tighter. But these shots still look awesome on their own anyway. Okay, we're about to pop off with
Hannah Mindel and Hawa Kamara.
So you've got your first connected set going. Yeah. Why don't you take your first shot?
Oh my God.
Why don't you take it of Hannah?
Okay.
So the cool thing about these Ilford cameras is that you can charge up the flash, and the flash is automatically off, which is actually kind of a nice feature with disposable cameras. So you just hold these down, and you can kind of hear a high-pitched sound that will probably make a dog go bonkers.
Oh, yeah.
And you can see, yeah, look, that looks like there's
a little light.
a little light that shows you whether the flash is on.
So let's see how I can position my hands.
There you go. Both flashes went off. That is absolutely certifiably going to be a banger. I just guarantee it right now.
In order to investigate polarized light, let's use photography. Through polarized glasses, these light rays are reflected and create the image that we see.
Wow. Can you even believe it? All of these wonderful people in one place traveling together in a group outside with beautiful sun at the end of the day. Now we're gonna go take some more photos in the park. We were loving the studio, but it was just time to use some of this beautiful natural light. Let's do it. On three! 1, 2, 3! Wonderful pitch.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching In an Instant. I hope you learned a thing or two about 3D photography and enjoyed a little bit of our action today. We had a lot of fun. We tried a lot of different things. Thank you again to B&H Creators for helping us out, organizing the event, providing us the studio, providing us the cameras. It was an absolute blast. Thank you to everyone who came out here. This was one of the coolest group experiences I've had in photography, and we very much hope to do it again. So thank you for watching In an Instant. Go ahead and drop this entire group of like 50 people onto that subscribe button, and stay tuned for more reviews, shoots, breakdowns, guides, and all things instant. Bye.